The inmates would force open a faulty cell door after midnight, rip the toilet from the wall, escaping through the small hole left behind, but not before writing a note for the jail staff on the way out. One of the biggest jail...
Too easy, LOL. Yeah, they troll it. Suck my... I'm innocent. We innocent. The ops. Yo, nah, they actually trolled y'all to the maximum game. We got Antoine Massey captured, sent to the notorious slave plantation prison in Louisiana. Everything in this video is for educational purposes only. Like, comment, subscribe. We finna go and see this crash out. Go to Louisiana Plantation.
A 6-week manhunt, 4 escapes from custody, and a first-class flight to prison.
4 escapes? Bro, how did y'all let this man escape 4 times?
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on the capture of Antoine Massey, one of Louisiana's most wanted men. May 16th, 2025. 10 inmates escaped a rotting jail in New Orleans, immediately gaining national attention.
Right.
An intricate plan would begin with a maintenance worker at the Orleans Justice Center cutting off the water to the cell. The inmates would force open a faulty cell door after midnight, rip the toilet from the wall, escaping through the small hole left behind, but not before writing a note for the jail staff on the way out. One of the biggest jail...
Too easy, LOL. Yeah, they troll it. Suck my... I'm innocent. We innocent. The ops. Yo, nah, they actually trolled y'all to the maximum game.
Before writing a note for the jail staff on the way out. One of the biggest jailbreaks in Louisiana history, committed by one of the deadliest groups. Back in April, 19-year-old Corey Boyd was with 2 friends who were pulling on car door handles, attempting to find one unlocked so they could rob it. 38-year-old Mr. Brandon Fees and his girlfriend observed them from their porch. The suspects were approaching his car, so Fees went and confronted them. The veteran would be shot, stood over, and shot again in the head before being run over by the escape vehicle.
Bro, are you serious, bro? That man just trying to stop his car from getting broke into, bro. Can't do nothing. You gotta let the YNs just have it, bro.
19-year-old Corey Boyd is accused of being the driver. 27-year-old Derek Groves was arrested for attempted murder back in 2014, but would beat the case. 4 years later, Derek would spin again. It was 2018, Mardi Gras, and a group of people were gathered in front of a house in the lower 9th Ward when 2 men ran up with AK-47 style rifles and opened fire. Jamar Robinson was shot in the arm and chest, while Byron Jackson was hit in the head. Both men died while 3 others who were shot luckily survived. One of the surviving victims would later testify against him for shooting him 6 times. Derek would be found guilty of 2 murders and 2 attempted murders, while also pleading guilty to 2 additional murders, but a juror error would result in a mistrial.
Okay.
Derek Groves has been connected to 4 violent killings, and he is the only remaining man out of 10 that's still on the run.
So he the only one that get caught yet. Bro, where is his mind at?
But the most famous of the group is none other than 32-year-old Antoine Massey.
Yeah, ain't no way you actually thought you was gonna get away though. Like, bro, we spotting you from a mile away, bro. Like, you literally a crayon book. Literally a crayon book, a drawing book.
He escaped a juvenile facility, a neighboring adult jail, and twice cut off his ankle monitor before doing the race.
That's crazy.
Aside from having chess pieces tattooed on his face, Antoine would receive the most attention after he started to post to social media while on the run.
I'm one of the ones that was let out of the GC. What I want to talk about today as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail. I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meat Mills, Lil Wayne,
Why do you think they gonna help you? Does he actually have motion or something?
Young boy, Donald Trump, I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence.
These posts would lead to a tip and a home being raided by SWAT, where officers were able to recover some of the clothing Antoine could be seen wearing in the video. Now, Antoine was asking for help from rappers and even the president, but his list of charges would make anyone say fuck him.
I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on second-degree kidnapping, second-degree rape, domestic abuse battery involving strangulation, domestic abuse battery, violation of protective order, right?
Why you think you was in jail for, bro? Bro, put that mind down, fool. Like, just put him down, bro.
Domestic abuse charges in one county, he was being held in New Orleans on another case of domestic abuse as well as car theft. But Antoine also had warrants out for second-degree rape, kidnapping, domestic violence, and violating a protective order. It would seem Antoine has a history of crimes against women, which would categorize him in jail as a no-good piece of shit. Another tip would reach New Orleans police, and 4.5 hours later, Antoine was taken into custody in Holly Grove, the very neighborhood.
And them folks shaking up on your arrest. Come on now, fool. Them folks literally shaking hands on your arrest, doing high fives and come on now.
Lil Wayne grew up in. Officers would take pictures with the captured suspect before rebooking him into the same jail he escaped, but they weren't taking any chances. Immediately after being rebooked, Antoine was placed in a helicopter and received
a helicopter. You couldn't even get put in a car. You got put in a helicopter. You couldn't get put in no state trooper car. No, you got put in a helicopter gang. You got put in a helicopter, bro.
a first-class flight to the Louisiana State Penitentiary. Angola, also known as the Alcatraz of the South, is a maximum security prison run like a slave plantation that's home to over 6,000 inmates. With 9 of the 10 escapees in custody, 13 additional people would be arrested for their assistance in the escape. The maintenance worker who cut off the water to the cell was arrested on suspicion, but he claimed inmates told him the cell was clogged, and if he didn't cut the water, he'd be stabbed. Others helped by either cash apping money, transporting them around the city, and giving them a place to stay. By far the deadliest amongst the 10 is Derrick Groves, and
They put a bag over your head, cuz? Like, is that safe?
he is still on the run. Facing an eternity in prison, it's hard to imagine he's still in Louisiana, as he faces the most severe punishment, but he's also the most dangerous. And if he's gotten his hands on a weapon, surrendering peacefully might not be an option he's willing to accept. We'll just have to wait and see how the manhunt plays out. Now, this was wild to see this, mainly due to the fact that people started doing parlays on who's gonna be the last inmate on the run. We can expect with today's technology that everybody gets caught, and very rarely there are some people that just disappear. And it would seem like, the first thing everyone assumes, oh, he's gonna go to Mexico, he's gonna go to Mexico. The border has so much heat right now, I don't know if that's the smartest thing you can do. You might be better off just going to the swamps or going to the woods and just living off the land, but you have to know how to do so. And everyone that got captured pretty much got captured in New Orleans. Nobody really left the city, you know what I mean? So it's like Antoine Massey was doing videos in the city, and then as soon as he dropped it, boom, they raid that house because they know exactly where he's at, because people are telling on him. They're like, yeah, we know where he is, he's over there, we don't want him free, he's over here beating females up and this and that. Nah, get him. And then the other one, oh, he's killing everybody, yeah, get him too. Like, the city doesn't want these people on the run, so it's really on social media you'll see people excited, right? Because everybody likes to act like they're against the system, and the inmates escaped, and let them go, run. And it's kind of like when you think of the escape from Alcatraz. You had inmates who made floaties out of whatever material they could find in the prison, escaped, and nobody knows if they made it or not because they had to go through shock-infested waters. But it's the thought that makes everyone excited. They've made movies, video games, all about that. And you know, it's kind of the same thing until common sense and maturity kicks in and you realize, well, wait, no, these people are pieces of shit. A 19-year-old who was trying to break into a car was with a group who ended up gunning down a veteran, running him over, and while they ran him over, they hit the girlfriend with the car too, and she bounced off the hood. Yeah, that's unacceptable. A veteran who fought for this country got stood over and shot in the head because he was trying to keep 3 teens from breaking into his vehicle. That's no bueno. Then, you know, you got another guy who runs up during Mardi Gras and opens fire on a crowd of people, hits 5 of them. You know, he's doing this with an AK or a Draco or whatever he had, an AK-styled rifle, 7.62s flying through the air. He opens up on a crowd of people, hits 5 of them, 2 of them die. He'd been connected to another 2 murders, and then he had an attempted murder from back in 2014. Yeah, he doesn't need to be out here. He seems to have an issue with not controlling himself, and he has a habit of killing people. We're good on that. We don't need that out here. You know, people want to enjoy Mardi Gras, not get shot at with rifle bullets.
Yeah, people want to actually enjoy and live their life, you know what I'm saying?
And then you have Antoine Massey, who even his own aunt made a video speaking on him.
Y'all making my nephew out to be a monster. He is not a monster. Is Antoine a problem child? Of course. Anybody who know us know that. Has Antoine been a problem since they fucking won? Yes. But how did he get that way?
I don't know. You just said he was a problem from day one. I don't know.
Y'all know how he got that way. From watching his father get executed in front of him, but he's not the only one that it done affected. It affected his sister, it affected his mama, it affected all of his siblings. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But did they turn into somebody that's breaking out of jail? Do you see what we saying? I'm just saying, auntie, like, just because he your nephew don't mean you gotta defend him, bro. Like, folks do bad all the time, bro. I can't defend my family if I know they doing bad, fool.
It affected all of them. But this is his story with it. His sister right now is locked up and incarcerated from allegedly helping him. Allegedly helping him.
Yeah, you know you put quotation because she was helping him, bro. Duh.
She ain't been right since she seen the murder of her father. This not his fault, y'all, and I'm not taking no sides. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But this not for him, y'all, because trust me, he's scared right now. He's scared. He want to go home because he the type of nigga, he will make decisions and think afterwards because he not all there. Am I saying he don't know right from wrong? Yes, he know right from wrong. He grown. But the system raised him. He been in jail 14 years of his life. Come home, domestic violence, he back in there. All he wanted to do is see his mama who just come home. All he wanted to do is see his baby graduate. But we know that's not the way of going by doing it. But in his mind it is. In his mind he can't do 14 more years. And the crazy part about it is he was the one with the lesser charges.
So while there can be excitement from a jailbreak, the thing is this. I don't know what the punishment is in Louisiana. In Florida, if you escape, I'm pretty sure it's like a 5 years mandatory that you get hit with. You know, so unless you got mad time, it's not worth it. Some of the guys that were in Louisiana were facing gun charges, robbery charges, whatever. You had a couple of them that could get off with a 3, 4, 5 year sentence. So if you're just gonna get another 5 years slapped on top of that, you might as well not even run because it was only 6 weeks Antoine got away. The other ones were getting caught immediately. It's not worth it. Stupid choice, and you know, as much as...
Hey, man, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, man, for real.